Hi, welcome back. We're on day 9. Yesterday, according to me, was day 9. It was day 8. So I'm editing some videos now, uploading them on YouTube for yesterday. So they will have day 8, but you'll hear me say day 9. So don't get confused because I was totally confused. And so day 9 today. Okay, so I woke up early this morning. I did my yoga practice that I always do, and I had my normal routine of lemon in water and my soaked oats. I've started to use the apples in make like a bircher, which is where you grate the apple, you add oats, water, or you can add apple juice, and you let it stand and it will all infuse into the oats for the next day. And then you can add things like raisins, sultanas, dried figs, anything overnight, leave it in the fridge, and then it's all ready for your breakfast in the morning. So I had that with a nice cup of coffee. Now, I don't have a lot of coffee left. I am starting to panic because I said to myself I am not buying anything. So I have a half a tin of fresh coffee left. So I'm going to have to ration this. Now, I love my coffee and I have been having a couple of cups of coffee in the morning, so I'm going to have just one and to see if this is going to last me. If not, I'm going to have something else for breakfast. But I always have, traditionally I have my coffee. Now this is the thing, isn't it? It's a tradition, it's a habit. So maybe I need to break that habit for a little bit. And so I've only got half a tin of coffee. So that is a bit of an issue, all right? So today is not about making food. Yesterday I did a lot of cooking and I've got all the videos, as I say, uploading now. This morning I did roast a butternut squash. I had a butternut squash in my fridge and it really looked like it had starting to turn, and I thought, I need to rescue this. So I chopped it in half. I got rid of the bits that were a little bit soft, and then I roasted the rest in an oven tray with a little bit of olive oil, with some cumin, coriander, a bit of chili powder, a bit of turmeric, and a few other spices that I've got in the tin. Put it in the tray, put it in the oven, along with a big jacket potato, and I also made a cherry cake. So I've been really busy this morning. To get ahead. So I've got a cherry cake all made, so that will give me a little bit of a pudding or a little bit of cake if I fancy a cake in the afternoon with a coffee or tea. Not necessarily coffee, maybe just some tea. So that's all ready. Okay, so in this pan I heated up some olive oil and I cooked about a quarter of an onion. The onion was quite big, so I'd probably make a small onion. I added the butternut squash, and then I added some vegan stock powder, the bouillon, made it into about a pint of water, added that to the mix, and I've just let it sit there. It's kind of just marinated in all those lovely spices, and then what I'll do is I'll get the stick blender and I'll blend it. So it makes a nice soup. I shall probably freeze this because I have got quite a lot of food that I've made in my fridge. So I've got some hummus, I made mayonnaise, I've got lots of jacket potatoes that tend to be quite filling, and I've been having those. Don't normally have jacket potatoes, I normally have a sandwich, but I've quite enjoyed that this week. It's really nice. And you can have it with vegan cheese, made with a bit of coleslaw. Yesterday I had it with hummus and some salad. So kind of trying to eat what's in the fridge rather than going buying extra stuff. So I made myself some tea. I'm going to pour myself some tea out. This is fresh, well, it's not fresh, it's dried mint leaves, which I pick from my mint plant in the garden, and then I dry it. I do have a dehydrator that I managed to get a real bargain, and it's Excalibur dehydrator, and I absolutely love it. It was really expensive, but I got it basically for half price. It was a brand new Excalibur. Somebody had it for a birthday present, and basically the woman didn't know what to do with it. When I went round to look at it, she was like, well, you know, what do you do with these things? So I said, I'm not sure either. I made myself very, sort of a little bit innocent, because I didn't want to start to say to her, oh, you can make this, this and this, because she'd probably say, actually, I don't want to sell it now. So I make dehydrated crackers, I dry things. So I will dry the mint and put it into a little tin, and it lasts me mainly all through winter. And I've just noticed before the snow came down, because it's snowing here, that the mint was starting to come through, just little sprigs. So it's a sign of that mint coming through, so I'll be able to have some fresh mint. But in the meantime, I've still got a good amount in there that will last me maybe till the end of February. So I've got some mint tea. So cheers, everybody. Get yourself a drink and have a little catch up today. So as I said, I'm not making any food today. For my dinner tonight, I'm going to use the ratatouille that I made yesterday, and you'll see the video, it's been uploaded now. And it's a ratatouille vegetable stew. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little bit of that to make a lasagna. I'm going to make some vegan cheese sauce. Got the sheets of lasagna in my cupboard, and I'll make a lasagna. I might make a couple, and I might freeze one, so I've got one already in the freezer. I kind of like to do that because I think it saves time, and then you've got a meal then if you're really busy one evening and you haven't got time to cook from scratch, you can just grab something out the freezer. So my freezer is my little lifesaver really, because when you live on your own, it's quite difficult when you've got to cook just for one person. And I remember when I first became single again, I found it really difficult to just cook for one person. I would end up with a massive pot because I was used to, you know, cooking for a family. Anyway, so this morning I went to the shops and I have a confession to make. I did actually buy something that was not allowed. Whoops. About 3 weeks ago, I ordered from the health food shop some lupin beans. I'll show you lupin beans, and these are them there, lupin beans. I bet you've never heard of these. Now, I was watching a lady on YouTube that makes vegan cheese out of lupin beans, and I went to the store in my local town, the health food store, and they didn't have any, but bless them, they actually ordered me some. But they ordered me, I had to buy 6. So I've got 6 cans of this, or jars of this. So please forgive me, it's kind of not allowed, but I needed to pick them up today because he'd ordered them. So they cost me £12. They're normally about £2.60, I think. So I got a really good bargain there, and they will be put aside, and they've got a huge shelf life. I can't see when the shelf life is, but they're probably really, let's see what it says here. Yeah, 2023. So it's got a couple of years shelf life. So please forgive me because it wasn't allowed, but I had to buy it because, well, I had to. I didn't want to let him down. So put those back. So going back to today, so I was really good after having to pick those up. I thought, no, let's just stick to the things you might need this week for your meals. So I was running quite short on things like carrots and green stuff. I've got a little bit of Swiss chard, which I'll put in here. This was a net from some daffodils, and I use this little net because they're really good when you wash it. And then you just put it in here, seal it up, and then put it in the fridge, and it keeps it nice and fresh, and it doesn't get sticky, you know, if you put it in a plastic bag. So in here I've got some Swiss chard which I cut yesterday, and thank goodness I did because it's still snowing and the garden's just covered in snow. Really difficult to get the fruit and veg. I've got some cabbage in here which I grew in the summer. The cabbage white butterflies absolutely just ate it to bits. So I had some left and I just left it to grow, and I've just got some cabbage tops basically, but these are kind of nice, and I steamed. I made some coleslaw with them, so I'm using those up, and I've probably got about another 4 cabbages which will last. So I did buy some extra bits. So I went to Aldi and I paid £4.20 for the veg, roughly. I rounded it up to the nearest penny. So I'll show you what I got. So I went in there just to get veg, nothing else. I did look around and I'm like, no, we can't buy anything. So I bought 2 heads of broccoli. These are organic broccoli. I always tend to buy organic broccoli because it's probably sprayed with pesticides and herbicides and things, so I always buy them. And there was 30% off, so these should have been, just see how much they should have been. They were £1.09 and I paid 70. I worked it out, it was 77 pence a head of broccoli. Now these will last. They usually, you know yourself, broccoli usually lasts if you keep it in the fridge. Take the wrapping off them and put it in the bottom of the fridge. I could potentially freeze some of this. Yeah, it just freezes quite well, but I probably won't because I'll probably eat this. Okay, so I've got literally, we're on day 9, so I've got 21 days. So this might last 2 weeks anyway. I bought a cauliflower, and the cauliflower is really cheap. It's something like 79 pence, and it's a really big cauliflower. It's not organic, but hey, that's not a bad price, and I needed a cauliflower. So I'm going to do roasted cauliflower, which is absolutely delicious, and that will probably do half. I will eat probably half of that cauliflower when roasted, okay? And then I juice carrots every morning. So I did buy 2 organic carrots, packs of British carrots, which were 89 pence. Yeah, 89 pence each, which I think is quite good value really for 2 bags of carrots. And there, I think it's a kilo in each one. Probably not quite a kilo. Can't see what it says there. Don't know. But it's a good amount. It's probably 750 grams. But yeah. So 2 bags of carrots. That's going to last me a couple of weeks for my juicing. And I've got apples that I bought from the market last week left. I've got 20 odd apples left. So that should see me through the rest of the time, because I only have 1 carrot a day juiced with ginger and apples and so on. So what we're going to talk about today is how it's gone. I've found it really easy because I have quite a lot of food in my freezer anyway, in the fridge, and I've got really organised. So I do sit down every evening and think what I'm going to have for the next day. So, and also to keep checking the fridge, because often stuff gets stuffed at the back of the fridge and you find things, and unfortunately it's probably, like the butternut squash nearly was going over, so that probably potentially, if I left it another day, would have had to be thrown away. So that's one thing to be aware of. The other thing is, do you get coupons in your post? I got one this morning, and I like Marks and Spencer's, and I do like their clothes, and I have bought a few things in their sale. I think this little rib polo was from them recently. I bought a few things in their sale, and I like Marks and Spencer's, but I find their food very expensive. I'll be perfectly honest, I can make better food, yeah. It's nice to have a treat, but I've bought things from them in the past, and I must admit, I've been quite disappointed. You know, I've bought curries from them, like a nice Thai curry. I've really been excited that, oh, I'm going to really enjoy that tonight, and I cook it, and I think, no big deal. I wasted my money, because they're not cheap. So I've got these tokens. If you spend £40, you get £5 off. Now that's kind of a temptation, isn't it? You think, oh, I could save £5. I could buy myself a bottle of wine, and I could spend £40, and basically I get a bottle of wine free if you get a cheap bottle of wine for £5. But really and truly, I've just been to Aldi, and I've spent little or nothing on fruit and veg. These carrots in Marks and Spencer's would probably be £1.50. I know for a fact that the cauliflower will be at least £1.20, £1.40. And the broccoli, I've got reduction, so even if it was reduced, it'd probably be £1. So already I've spent more money on my veg. Okay, I've got this temptation of £5 off, but I don't need anything else, and I don't need to spend £40 on anything. So I'm potentially going to go in that shop and buy things that I don't particularly want. So these are going to go in the bin. I will not use these. I've also got £1 off chocolates and £2 off a £15 chocolate selection. Well, you know, fine. It's nice to treat yourself. It's Valentine's Day. And one thing I did buy myself something today as a little treat. I bought myself some flowers. So when I was in Aldi, I bought some flowers. Because I've saved so much money this week, I bought myself some lovely roses and a little spring bunch of flowers, which would just cheer the house up. And I just thought, you know what, I'm worth it. Let's have some flowers. So that was my treat for Valentine's Day. And I don't need to go and spend expensive things at Marks and Spencer. So that is going in the bin. Okay, so I think that's it really. What am I doing the rest of today? I'm going to upload those videos. I'm then going to look for tomorrow what I'm going to make for my dinner. And I have a class tonight, which is my Healthy New You, which I started in January, and it's a yoga class, and I support it with nutrition and healthy tips and advice. So if there's anything you're interested in and you fancy joining me on that class, It runs every Tuesday at 7 o'clock on Zoom. So no matter where you are in the world, if you wanted to join me for a nice yoga class, it's based mainly on Kundalini yoga, and it's just lovely. It's really nice, a supported class, all on Zoom, so you could come and join me on that. The details will be below this video. I hope you have a lovely rest of your Tuesday. So it's basically a week since I've started doing the videos, and it's gone really well. So lovely to see you all. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay then, bye bye.